cool things that older people remember.
You didn't have to point at me. Don't get too comfortable on your high horse.
Well, I can at least still climb on the high horse, you know.
Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, Internet. Welcome in to the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, as always, Aaron, living proof that this podcast has no HR department, Brooks.
That's true.
It's very true. Welcome in, everybody. Glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us wherever you're finding this podcast. Your favorite podcast app or YouTube.
Yes.
Shout out to all the new YouTube followers we've gotten over the last couple of months.
Hi, folks.
Welcome. We're glad that you're here. Buckle up, because today guarantees to be as nonsensical as any episode we've ever done.
If things start to make sense here, we'll correct that.
I'm excited about this one. We have been working on this one for a year and a half. I mean,
this has been in the we've been baking this in the oven, 350 degrees for 127 hours.
Do you get asked like I do about the pod, and people say, you know, hey, what's the process? What goes into making an episode?
I do.
And are they always just as surprised when we tell them how little we do?
Yeah. And then the response is, yeah, I can tell that. You know? Most of the time, it's just mostly complaints.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people take umbrage with some of our takes most times.
They do. Although I did get a compliment. You and Craig pair up well. Neither of you backs down from the other. It takes two very opinionated people to do that podcast.
That's funny. I mean, well, we've been doing it long enough.
We have.
I mean, we've been arguing.
Look,
20 years now.
20 years. 2006. This is our 20th year together.
Yeah, it's our. We've been together longer than both of our marriages.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Oh my gosh! I did want to do this. I came across this. Okay. Those of you who have been with us for a minute now, remember a few years ago was the April of reviews or something like that. The April of feedback. I don't know how you worded it, but we tried to make a big push to get podcast reviews, and April went on just continuing on through that rest of the year. Well, we haven't done that in a long time. We gave up trying to get you people to review us on Apple Podcasts and stuff. Now we just want you to follow us on YouTube.
Yes.
So go follow us.
We've moved on.
We're still on Apple Podcasts. We still have great respect for the audio format, but we know some stuff's going video. Anyway, but I did randomly the other day. I was like, has anybody reviewed it?
Okay.
And we had a review. 5 months ago, somebody said, so I was going to read it. This was a review from September. Tells you how often I paid attention to it. Sorry for this listener, whoever put it. February Frenzy is the name. It said, this is a review on 9/16. Craig and Aaron, I am still listening to the pod. So this is a fan. Like, this is somebody who follows and pays attention, not just a random. Love the episodes. Keep them coming. They're a breath of fresh air, a comfort listen. By the way, I think Little Caesars is the best of the pizzas you both ordered from on the Great Pizza Chain Race episode.
Okay.
So that was their update. They wanted to let us know that they thought that Little Caesars was the best. I think we both disagreed with that, but we were surprised by it, weren't we?
Little Caesars came in, if I remember right, ahead of Pizza Hut, I know.
Yes.
And Papa John's.
I think it came second to Marco's.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
We will have to do a part 2 to that.
You got to.
Because I want to have Domino's and Casey's and now Sbarro's in our backyard.
That's right. We've got some new competitors.
So I don't know if we do all of them against each other or just do a part 2 with fresh
How do you feel about the whole new Dom and O's? It's
I haven't heard it said like that yet. I guess I haven't paid attention. I knew it happened, but I have not seen.
You don't ever watch ads.
I never watch ads, so I have not seen a single ad with that.
I've seen that one a lot, and it always catches me off guard because it's Dom and O's.
Is that how they're saying?
That's how they say it.
Oh my gosh, that would get annoying then.
It does.
Aaron, set up today's episode. This was one you threw at us. Yeah. I love it. I'm excited about this.
All right.
One
Well, you have reached the point where a lot of the kids are saying you give retro vibes.
Okay.
That's one thing.
I am 40 by the time this episode comes out.
You are. We have officially reached the age where our childhood is now museum exhibits.
Right? Would you? Okay. Yes.
So here's the deal. We are in, what is it, National Retro Week or National Retro Day is happening. So there's a lot of cool things that older people remember.
You have to point at me.
Well,
you're going to be there. You're going to be pretty soon. I mean, just a blink of an eye and you're going to be right there too. So don't get too comfortable on your high horse.
Well, I can at least still climb on the high horse, you know. God. It's rough. 40. That's right. Wow.
Damn. Yeah.
I hope
we can progress through that.
Hey, no, it's just sinking in. I'm not aware of any big plans for a 40th. I hope that there's something in the works.
No, not really.
And I hope that I'm a part of it. We can't let this go by.
It's, it's not a milestone I'm just that excited about. I mean,
the rest of us are. This is for the rest of us.
I've been old enough, long enough that, it just is what it is at this point.
We're going to talk about retro things. Are there any retro things that we miss? What are some of the retro things of our childhood or maybe those of our forefathers?
Most of these we're going to relate to.
Like powder wigs.
Well, we were just saying before we hit record that like our generation, I don't think there was that big of a gap between what our parents, as far as like technology and the way things were, it wasn't that big of a gap for us growing up, but we have experienced unbelievable amounts of change within our 30, 40 years of existence.
Yeah, I would say that the 40 years from our birth to now has greatly progressed.
Yes.
Versus the previous 40 years.
There is an article out there somewhere. I've tried to find it again, and I haven't been able to find it because I don't know the right wording they used. But a friend of mine was telling me about it a few years ago that there is this article out there that apparently these scientists or people smarter than us wrote this thing, and they did the math, they did the studies, it was psychologists, yada, yada, yada. And they tried to decide what would be the span of time between eras or moments where literally the amounts of change that happened in that span of time would cause somebody to literally die.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, like a heart attack, just overload. And it is getting shorter and short. Like if you were in a coma 40 years ago and woke up today,
it would be...
I don't know that it would kill you yet, but man, it's getting close.
Adapting would be...
It would be really hard. Whereas 100 years ago, well, you probably could have went back a few hundred years. Like, before the car was invented, how long were people riding on horses?
I was watching recently a documentary on the Dust Bowl from the 1920s to 1930s. So this was just 100 years ago that this took place. But looking at everything that they had then was like, wow, it was an entirely different civilization.
Yeah, everything was different. Like.
You could have been from the 1800s, 1700s, and probably fit in.
Yeah.
If you dropped that person into today, society's so wild.
I think about my grandmother who passed away when I was a young teenager. And just in that span of time, like I think about this from time to time, like the way she lived, even in her final years. Like if I told her today, hey, Grandma, did you know that I can just push a button and coffee gets made? Like I can just use my voice to turn on my lights and turn the TV on and play music. And I can say one command and all that happens at once. It would just blow her mind. She was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just amazing to think about. And we said it too, like our kids, there's going to be stuff we grew up with. They will have no idea what we're talking about because that gap is getting so much smaller every year.
Yeah. I had my great grandfather was born in the 1800s, lived in the days of horse and buggies. And then when he passed away was in the 70s. So he saw, he saw everything take place. I mean, there was a huge explosion in his lifetime. So he went from horse and buggies to seeing, rockets into outer space and, us landing on the moon.
That's crazy.
Or did we?
We've got to do a space episode once Artemis actually gets off the ground.
We do.
Okay, so yeah, we're pitting up old school versus new school today, and we're going to be talking about just random. This is one of those episodes, sometimes we follow lists, sometimes we follow very specific things. This is a little hodgepodgey, but in a good way. So just kind of buckle up and join us for the ride. I think we're going to have some fun along the way.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for The Thing About the Things.
All right. So the thing is retro, and this is not just technology. Like this is just things of a bygone era.
Yes.
That just don't exist anymore, that have transitioned to something different.
Well, for example, you said buckle up. How about the days before it was required that we buckle up in cars?
That's true.
Like they didn't have seatbelts.
That's true. Yeah.
Should we go back to that?
I have always, I mean, buckle. Okay. You should buckle up. Yes. It helps you. Sure. But the fact that we had to make it a law feels weird to me. Like it's the only law that exists that doesn't affect anybody else. Like it's just, we had to make a law for your own protection. Like it's,
I don't know. It seems like it should be like a personal responsibility.
It really should. Yeah.
Like if you want to take your life in your hands and go without buckling up, you should have the right to do that.
Yeah.
If you can drive a motorcycle down the freeway, exactly, and you don't have to wear a helmet, but you're going to tell me that in my car I need to buckle up. I get it. It's safe. It's good. I always buckle up. I can't get the stupid thing to shut up if I don't buckle up. Okay. I missed the era where we didn't have the thing dinging at us telling us,
that's enough. Like that alone will do it.
I'll do it. But
the fact that a police officer could just pull you over because you're not buckled up just seems far-fetched to me. I don't know. That's just my take. Sorry.
Bygone era. Let's go back to that era.
So yeah, we're looking at the yesteryear versus this year, and we do have our bracket. Although we don't have any, I've got each of us getting 4 matchups. So that's how we're gonna do this one, because we're gonna each have 4 matchups of old school versus new school. We'll go back to the old school method. So no draft. We'll hit that bell and add it.
Okay.
And put it wherever you want to.
Okay.
Let's just go back.
Cool.
Back retro way.
We're gonna retro this thing.
We're gonna retro.
We're gonna jump back to 2019,
or just earlier last year.
Well,
all right. This was your idea. Why don't you give it? You want to start with a category?
Yes. Well, let's start with home life. I like that category.
Home life.
Let's start there.
Well, what you want to go off this right here?
Yeah,
you start there.
You've got some stuff there.
All right, so of course we used our producer extraordinaire, ChatGPT, gave us some stuff to start out with and go off of. And so it gave us the category of home life, and it gives us about, I think, 10 things here. We'll just kind of go down the list and see what applies. First up was a paper map. There's really 3 generations here.
Yes, there's
really 4 generations here, because this says a paper map / MapQuest printouts versus a GPS. And you could even add another layer, because paper map was one you had to buy or you already had in your car. MapQuest, you use the computer and you printed out your destination. GPS, when I think GPS, I think of like the mounted
the
ones.
Actual, a Garmin.
Yeah, a Garmin, like the thing you plug into your car. And then today, you just have it.
You have your phone.
You have your phone and CarPlay in your car. So
I thought you were going to say before paper map, it was just you blaze a trail or something.
You just got to go find it.
We are wilderness explorers, Lewis and Clark. We're on an expedition.
Have you ever, about once a road trip, I will have the thought, could I get where I'm going without any kind of navigation? Like, and I know I could because there are directional signs, but I'd really have to pay attention. Like, I couldn't just zone out like I do now.
There are definitely places that I could travel.
Yeah, like places you go to all the time.
And I'm not just talking local. I could navigate from here to the place that we go in the mountains of Colorado.
That's what I was thinking too. I could get from here to Florida easy,
without looking at it. I've done it enough. I could do that.
But if I said, hey, I need you right now to hop in the car and go to Cleveland, Ohio, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, could you do that? Like, how I guess that's the question. How much longer would it take you to get there? That
would be fun.
It kind of would be fun.
We should do that as an episode.
Just hit the road and drive, see how far we can get.
Vlog the whole thing.
Because I mean, yes, you can get there. There's road signs. There's directional signs to tell you, but like you still have to have some kind of a sense of geography. Like,
yep.
The road sign may say St. Louis that many miles. Like, okay, if I can get to St. Louis, I know that the path I can get to from there. But if you don't know the difference between St. Louis, Memphis, New Orleans, and Dallas, then you're kind of messed up.
I feel like there are certain people that are born just being able to know geography and their directions. And then you have people like my wife that I'll say, well, it's north of this.
Lauren's the same way.
And she's like, don't tell me north of, like it's southwest of this area. Don't tell me that. I'm like, you've got to know your sense of directions.
Right, yeah.
That's why she's been lost and she'll call me,
Yeah.
This was before the days of...
Yeah, before GPS.
Yes.
But there have been some times when we go to Florida, a place we go twice a year, and I'm like, we're going the Pine Bluff route. And she's like, okay, how long till Memphis? I'm like, those are opposite directions, Lauren. We're going in two different ways there.
Yes. I don't know if that's because, like, when I was a kid, I was always tuned in to whatever we were doing when we were driving.
Yeah.
I was engaged with where we were going. I was asking questions, and Dad would have his big atlas, So if we were on a long trip, I was paying attention, and then I'd have an atlas in the back. So I'm looking at, I think that helped me to learn those directions and things like that. I guess my son is picking up on that because he always wants to know what road is this?
Yeah.
Which way are we going? So he's asking those questions.
Did you drive at a younger age? Like, were you taking trips to Little Rock and stuff like that a little bit younger? Like, Lauren wasn't, and I don't know if Erica was or not. Probably not. I was working in Little Rock at 17, so I was like driving that trip every day. So that probably has a role in it too.
Yeah,
all those things combined. But again, we're talking old school, new school. Like the newer generation, they're cooked. I think in some ways,
if they did not have CarPlay and if you handed them an atlas,
they couldn't. Surely they couldn't read it.
If you were given an atlas, could you get to Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
If you handed somebody,
I don't.
That's the difference.
If I handed an 18-year-old an atlas and said, go.
Yeah, here it is.
They're like,
this is your treasure map.
How? Like, they don't know how to work it. This is going to be an episode where our middle-aged crotchety old men is really coming out.
This is for you, okay?
But some of our favorite videos we put on TikTok and social have been the whole millennial. I've started calling it millennial rage bait because every one of them are like, I hate you so much. You woke up and chose evil today.
I remember taking a trip to New York City. I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast before or not, but I remember the first time that we drove to New York City, it was with MapQuest directions.
Yeah.
That was printed out.
Yeah.
And we got lost in the middle of the night and we finally figured out where we were because we ended up in front of Yankee Stadium. Okay. So it's 2 a.m. and we're in front of Yankee Stadium. And it was like, okay.
There's a demonic presence here.
So we knew we were in the Bronx. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So then we didn't know what to do because we knew that we weren't in the right spot. And the lady that was at the toll bridge was like, just take the exit and come back and we won't charge you. We were in a bigger truck. So they were charging you per axle that was going across it. She was like, okay, well, just take the exit and come back within 20 minutes and it won't charge you. We were like, 20 minutes just to turn around and come back. Now I know why she said 20 minutes because here in the sticks of Arkansas, you don't take an exit and take you 20 minutes to get back on the other side.
Yeah.
This one it did. Finally, we got a couple NYPD flagged down, and they were like, where are you guys from? We're like, we're from Arkansas. And they're like, okay, that explains. They're like, you don't want to be here at 2 a.m. We're like, no, we promise you, we didn't intend to be here at 2 a.m., okay? We'd like to be in Long Island. And he's like, all right, we'll take the LIE to the BQE to the NXY. I'm like, man, we're from Arkansas. You're going to have to do better than that. He's like, well, just follow us. We
got like 6 numbers we follow in Arkansas.
Exactly.
Like, so you're on 40 or 67.
This would have been 2002.
Okay.
So they gave us an escort back out, stopped there, and said, now take this road to this road. And
that must have been a trip, because I know you've told us the story of y'all in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, we nearly got thrown out of
D.C. That's the same trip,
was it? The same trip. That was earlier in the day. We were taken for potential criminals.
You just kept getting in front of the White House.
The map quest was not correct or something at that point, and they were like, please leave D.C. and do not come back. We had to give them the whole Arkansas line, and they're like, okay, well, we understand it. But no, I mean, I kind of miss those days.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a trip. It was wild.
I don't know that I would want to do it today.
You don't think you could go back?
I don't.
The convenience of Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze is just
but also, we're taking family trips now. I have a toddler. I don't want to waste that kind of time. I just want to get there.
You want to get there.
Back in the single days, the bachelor days, with just the dudes hop in the car and hit the road. That I get that. That's fun, because you can get lost, and who cares, I mean, I remember vividly the first time I ever was actually worried of running out of gas. I am in my Jeep, and I had my brand new quote unquote Jeep at that time. It was the first one I ever had that told you how many miles till empty. But at a certain point, it doesn't tell you miles anymore. It just says, hey, you're low
fuel.
And I'm driving. We're on our way to Fayetteville, and I don't have the smartphones and stuff yet. And so I'm like, oh gosh, we're going to get stranded. What do we do? So we just kept pulling off every exit just to see if there was a gas station. Like, I couldn't do that today. Like, I just don't feel like I could do that today. Maybe later on, as she's older and we feel like we've got more flexibility.
You don't want to be Clark Griswold on a vacation.
I don't want to.
You don't even want to be Lightning McQueen. Lost and end up in Radiator Springs.
Tell me you're a toddler dad. Tell me you're a toddler dad.
That is. All my references are going to become late 90s, early 2000s Disney movies. Shout out to the Toy Story 5 trailer just dropped.
It looks pretty good.
It does look good.
It does look good.
Okay.
Double shout out to Woody's Bald Spot.
Yes. My last question on that was... I forgot now. I'm too old to remember seconds apart. You got me off on.
I don't know if your parents listen or watch us. I know mine do, and it always every time I mention how old or elderly I feel, they're like, they just kind of look at me like, imagine how we feel. My dad so many times the last couple of weeks says, I have a 40-year-old. You just can't handle it. All right, we spent a good 15 minutes on topic number one.
That was topic number one.
So I bet some of these do not go that long. Don't worry. This is not going to be a 4-hour pod. A wall calendar versus a digital calendar.
Believe it or not, I have seen friends in the last few weeks, and even in some of the ministry groups that I'm in on Facebook, where people are like, I'm tired of my digital calendar. Yeah. Can you guys recommend a good day planner, week planner that I can go back to and write it down? I'm not to that point yet.
I've got one. The only reason I do is because I'm trying to be just a little bit more intentional. But
what does that mean?
I'm finding it really hard to actually use it. Like, I'm trying to have a little screen-free time, or I'm trying not to be distracted. Right. So taking the time, just slowing down to write. But I hate writing, and anytime I can't put any dates on that calendar because I know it's going to
change.
Yes, and I'm going to need to know what the schedule is at some point and not have it with me. So I don't think I could ever go back to paper calendars.
Wall calendars, just in general, having to, I remember we used to have the big desk calendar that was out. I don't know. Digital calendars, I couldn't go back to it.
They're
New school's definitely better.
Definitely better. Yeah, this doesn't even need to go in the bracket.
Especially for families where you're got multiple things going on. If they just sync between your devices, so everybody's got the same calendar.
You can have
what's going
multiple
on.
Calendars too.
Yes.
I can just uncheck and see a certain thing, and that one's a no contest at all. Filing cabinet versus cloud storage.
Wow, I hate filing cabinets.
I do too. I haven't used one in years.
I see them in our office, And I think to myself all the time, wouldn't it be nice to just digitize everything that's there?
Yeah. It's possible
and
to
get
do.
rid of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's possible. I know it's possible. It's the motivation to then scan all the stuff that's there.
Yeah.
Or to even go through it and see, does this even need to be scanned? There's stuff that's stored that we don't even need anymore.
Yeah, you don't need it, but it's just in the file, so
it's there. It's like, oh, can't get rid of that.
So that's a no contest. Cookbook okay, this is a big one. Cookbook on the counter versus recipe apps or keeping it on your phone.
So a lot of the chefs and cooks that I follow, they're all still printing and putting out their cookbooks.
Yeah, Cookbooks is still a major player in the book game.
I love the idea of it. I love the thought of it. And I love to touch it and to feel it and to see it. And they're beautiful to look at. And I've got a shelf full of cookbooks.
Yeah.
I never open them. I never look at them.
It's more like a trophy is probably the wrong word, but like it's a
collection.
It's a collector thing. Yeah.
I just have it.
Yeah.
Like I love some of the things. You've gotten me a couple cookbooks in the last couple, like Brian Baumgartner's cookbook.
Yeah.
The Mythical Cookbook, different things like that. I have those, and they're really cool to have. And I'll pull them out to show them to somebody, but I don't actually, like if I was going to look at something in it, I would just Google it and find it.
Yeah, you can usually find it.
I don't have it sitting out.
I like that. I don't know what recipe app you use. I don't even know the name of the one I use, but I love that I can just copy the website address and drop it in there, and it populates everything for me.
Oh, I don't know what that magic is.
I will give you the magic. Because I literally if I see a TikTok video they're cooking and if they have the recipe in the description, copy, paste it, it pulls out every ingredient, pulls out the recipe, the steps, gives you the picture, categorizes it, and it's all done for you.
See, that's really new school.
It's so convenient.
That is, because I'm usually screenshotting things and then hoping that I can go back and find the screenshot of the recipe.
I can even take that and create a shopping list on it so I know exactly what to buy to do it.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I have gotten to where I'm using ChatGPT in that way.
Yeah.
A lot of times I will take a screenshot of this recipe and I'll upload it to ChatGPT and ask it to. I love using grams.
Do you?
We weigh everything. We use a scale. It just seems more precise and it takes fewer items to fix stuff. If you can just measure everything in one bowl instead of having multiple bowls, we do it that way. So a lot of times I'll take a recipe that may be in U.S. customary measurements and ask ChatGPT to convert it to grams or to cut the recipe on a third or whatever I need it to do.
That's a good idea. I haven't thought about using that.
And I'll ask it to create a shopping list for me. So I have attempted to do that, but I guess there's apps that will do that.
There is apps.
Okay.
I am I'm not the I don't know what the opposite of that would be. I am the eyeballer. Like I'll be like, that's about a tablespoon. I'll just toss it in there.
I mean, for certain things, I think that's.
But I don't bake.
Yeah.
And so
baking is where we generally
you really have to. Although Luke from the Outdoor Boys will tell you that measuring for baking stuff is not necessarily important.
I would like to pit him with Claire Saffitz and let them go at it. As I don't know.
So I would say again, no contest. Recipe apps for the win.
I like the idea of cookbooks, but I just don't use them.
Pretty not functional.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up on this is the TV dinner tray versus, in this case, Uber Eats or DoorDash or just,
Do people still use TV trays?
I don't know. I mean, TV dinner is like a frozen meal. Like, is that what they're talking about? Or are they talking about the actual table? I would say this is a TV dinner, like a frozen meal.
Probably so.
And if that's the case, I'm going to say old school still holds up. He is so taken aback.
I was thinking recently about TV dinners. I don't know why, but I was just contemplating on them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it's been since I've had a TV dinner.
Lauren found a few months ago, it's Healthy Choice. Healthy Choice has these, and they're really good. They are the best frozen meals I've ever had. They're cheap. They're little steamer bowl things. They're great. They taste like real food. And we've been eating those for lunches. Just it's easy to take it to work, and then you can pop it in the microwave, and it's great. But I mean, the frozen meal market has expanded so much beyond just the Hungry Man's and the
Banquet.
Yeah, like
Kid Cuisine.
There's so many good options out there that you don't have to mix your chicken nuggets with the brownie and corn. Like,
see, that was a problem.
That's the problem. Like, they were trying to make a whole meal into one thing you pop in the microwave. That doesn't work. But if you take something that is, a protein bowl or a fried rice bowl, like, make it to where it can all be together, then that makes sense.
I have never had any of these Amy's dishes. My mom has had a few of them, and she's always bragged on the things that she's had. But I saw those, and it made me think, I have not had a Mexican TV dinner.
Yeah.
And so there's like a specific taste from a Mexican TV dinner that I can remember.
It's called a hint of freezer burn.
Probably so. BuzzFeed says that the Amy's Cheese Enchilada TV dinner is the best TV dinner that's on the market.
Really?
And it has made me want to go try that
a
couple of times, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
But you can get some good ones now. You can get some good frozen lasagna and pasta dishes and fried rices, and just there's so many things now that, and I think that's probably because of the new school model at looking at food too. Like you think back to the 60s, 70s, 40s, like just that era, the typical meal for Americans was a meat. It was a protein, a vegetable, a bread, and a dessert. Like that was your meal. Today, it's there's more things that are combined together. You have a pasta dish, and you may not do any kind of side with it. That's okay. So I think the evolution of how we eat has also helped evolve the TV dinner just a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Now, this is one that I think I would choose the old school over the new school.
DoorDash, Uber, that's so expensive.
I can't. Yes.
It's ridiculously expensive.
I get mad when I look at it. Not just your fees and stuff, but the actual prices of the items, you're paying more.
Yeah, they charge more.
Like if you were to order McDonald's and you look at the prices versus opening up the McDonald's app, it's not the same.
It's at least $2 more for everything.
Uber Eats will cost you more than double, probably.
Yeah,
what it would cost to.
And it's maddening. And every once I'm like, I don't want to get out, so I'll just do this. And then I immediately just rage throw my phone. I just can't do it. So yeah, old school wins on this one. The next one is a radio alarm clock versus your phone alarm app.
I love now, especially that Apple has brought out the nightstand mode.
Yeah,
you get the same look of a alarm clock or whatever. There's nothing to me that's more annoying than going to a hotel where that thing is plugged in and somebody has set the alarm in the middle of the night, that thing's going off and you can't.
You want to know what? That's the first thing I unplug. Because I'm like, I need this outlet for my phone charger. Because it's usually they're all full. So I'm like, this I don't need it. A lot of them don't even have them anymore. There's a lot of hotels that they don't even have a clock in there anymore. Yeah, I mean, this one's an easy one. Like you can set multiple alarms. You can have it to music or just the da-da-da-da, Yes. So that's an easy one. I hate the sound of the. It's the worst. Rolodex versus a contact list app. That's an easy one too, right?
Never going back to that. Never. I saw my dad's old Rolodex recently.
Yeah.
I was like, can't believe this is how we did things.
And you had a phone book on top of that. Like you could just look up anybody's number you wanted to.
That
think about that for just a second.
That makes me think just recently my dad asked, he was looking for something and he said, well, I don't have a phone book to look it up. I was just like, wait, Dad, Google it.
Yeah, just
like,
Google.
Why would we need a phone book to look up this? I recently saw our local phone book. It used to be pretty thick.
Oh yeah, that thing used to be a monster. It's
now
so
it's
thin.
just like, wow.
I'm surprised they still have them.
So it was one of the things we used to do to raise money for our youth group 20 plus years ago, 30 years ago.
Deliver phone books.
Deliver phone books.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Like as a fundraiser, it was a blast, man. You're driving to the back of a truck and just chunking them.
I think that's what prepped me for 20 years ago to be able to deliver magazines. That was
exactly.
so fun.
I thought
it was fun.
Hey, it's how I met Lauren.
Yeah, that is ish.
Yeah, ish.
But I know we had some people that dreaded the magazine. I was always hyped to go deliver it.
I was happy to do that.
We listened to sports radio. We talked sports and just chunked magazines up. It was wonderful.
It was great. Yeah.
I loved it.
The next one here, milkman delivery versus grocery pickup.
Okay. Well, now look. We have come full circle on this.
Yeah, because I guess they are delivering it now.
We've got grocery delivery. We have gone
You're
full
not
circle.
wrong. You know what?
They had it right back then.
So what? You're right. Yeah.
Why did we ever go away from that to where like, I'm going to go pick it all up now? And now we've discovered, it's just easier to have somebody else bring the groceries.
You know what? Okay, but here's the deal. Milk only, a milkman.
Okay, they would deliver milk, eggs, butter, cheese,
Dairy products.
Yes. Or ice.
You know, if we had that today where everything was before Walmart, you would go to a shop, a butcher shop, a farmer's market to get your produce. You would go to a dairy farmer to get this kind of stuff. So, I mean, there's part of me that wonders, what would our world look like if you had to go to multiple places and you couldn't just go to Walmart to get everything from milk to tires?
We have traded quality for convenience.
That's true.
We would have higher quality products if we still did things that way.
That's true.
I can guarantee you that.
So this one may be a draw. I think this is the first draw for me.
I mean, I guess you could say that because we typically opt for grocery delivery.
We do too. And we live up on a mountain and they hate us. Every once in a while we'll catch them on the ring. Oh my gosh. Let's see what else here. Family recipe. Well, we kind of already touched on that a little bit. Knocking. Okay, this is a good one. Knocking on a friend's door versus text me when you're outside.
Ooh.
Remember going up to a door? Hey, I'm here. Or honking the horn. Now it's just texting. Hey, I'm
outside.
I'm outside.
That is convenient.
New school wins on that one. I don't know. Maybe we don't do the bracket. Because I'm finding it hard to think about how do we put this in a bracket, but all right, what category next? That was the end of that category.
Okay, let's go to tech. We love tech.
We do love technology.
Where's our tech stuff at?
Let's get to tech. Where are you, technology? So, it didn't give me a technology category. It gives me social and internet. I know you had some. Why don't you start and let me see if I can get it to pull something up here.
Well, I'll give you, here's a couple. Glass bottle Cokes or sodas versus plastic or canned drinks.
Oh, man. I would prefer glass if the price wasn't so stupid.
Okay. My dad grew up in the era of glass bottles. And he still prefers everything glass bottle if he can get it that way. And I think it does make a difference.
I do too.
And I've seen enough blind tests done where there is a difference in them.
Mm-hmm.
But the price is
a problem. And you could make incentives to tell people to go return
the bottles.
Yeah, people aren't going to do that today.
That's a big difference probably. In my dad's day, that's what they did do.
Yeah.
You returned them for the deposit.
Yep.
Now people just wouldn't care enough.
No.
That is the difference. But I do like a good glass bottle soda.
Okay, I've got some tech here.
Okay.
Some of these I'm going to skip because they're overly obvious. Desktop computer versus a laptop, that's easy. CRT monitor versus a flat screen monitor, that's easy. Floppy disk versus USB. That's something
there's one that our kids, even
today, they have no idea.
The current generation doesn't get.
There was somebody literally, because I had found a floppy disk somewhere, and I was showing like early 20-year-old. I said, "Do you know what this is?" And they said, "That looks like a real life version of the save button. Is that like the save button prop?"
Wow.
I'm like, no. There's a reason we have the save button today. It's because of this.
It's because of this.
Yeah, they had no idea what it was. And they didn't hold very much.
Oh, they were so small.
I mean, you're talking megabytes. Yeah. Like
Megabytes.
8.
I can guarantee you I could go in my dad's old home office out back in our yard, and there will still be boxes of floppy disks out there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
that he has stuff on.
The amount, it just blows my mind. Like, you're talking like 8 megabytes on a thing that, the size of a greeting card. And then here we are. This raw video that we're taking now is in it's usually about 600 gigabytes. And it fits on a drive that can hold 2 terabytes that big. It's wild where we've come to. So that's an easy dub. CD-ROM drive versus cloud downloads. I mean, again, I don't think there's a content. I just recently had to pull some of our band's old music from a CD. First off, didn't have a CD player at all to even pull them from. So I had to go buy just an external CD drive. I never thought I'd have to buy one of those. And then playing it, CD skip. I forgot how annoying a CD skipping is, man. I hadn't heard that sound in so long. Just, I
forgot about that.
It's so bad.
Forgot about that. I can remember how excited I got as a kid when Dad got the first CD. What was it? A CDRW?
Yeah.
Where you could rewrite
a
rewritable disc.
Yeah. Crazy.
I thought that was so cool that
magic.
you can rewrite this CD.
Yeah.
And they will not understand that at all.
No, it's like a flash, which even a flash drive today.
They're becoming obsolete.
Yeah, they're obsolete. I haven't touched a flash drive in years.
I still see some people, for example, they're really pushing this in the Southern gospel music industry.
Oh, yeah.
It tells you the age of their demographics that they will push, purchase our music on a flash drive.
Yeah.
Plug it into your car. My car does not have the spot to plug in a flash drive.
I guess I have USB. I don't know that it would play a flash drive though. I think it's just charging your phone and connecting to CarPlay.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Wow. Yeah, there have been a few different times I've gone to different places, and they will look like it's a CD case or something, or a DVD or a software case. And I'm like, I didn't know they still made. And I open it up, and there's just a flash drive sitting in there.
Oh,
and okay, wow. But you can just download it. Like everything's just a download.
It's a download.
Now. Like Xbox, PlayStation, you don't put discs in them anymore. You just download it. So that's an easy dub. Dial-up versus fiber internet.
Would you rather?
That's not even kind of a competition.
Would you rather give up the internet or live with dial-up?
I'd rather give up the internet.
I don't know that we could go back to that.
I promise you we couldn't go back.
I was watching a video yesterday, somebody scrolling Yahoo's homepage from 1998, going to GeoCities and pulling up some of these old websites. It was just reminding me, I can't believe that's what it looked like.
Yeah, because they couldn't put much on there because your internet speed was so bad.
And then just all the little animated things that were on pages.
Oh, yeah.
That were
just those little GIFs,
Yes, all over the place. It is insane.
And the fact that you would use the same phone line for phone conversation. Like you couldn't do both at the same time.
As I can remember, if Dad would get on, he would have to do it late at night because it was going to tie up the phone line.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a phone call.
You could not be on there very long. And because everything was so connected, like if you did it during peak time when people were on the phone, that made your internet speeds even slower. I mean, you're talking, it's going to take you 5 minutes to download a 2 megapixel picture,
I can remember clicking on a link, going to do something else while said link loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you would come back as it loaded. I'm going to do one more little task.
Yeah.
And then come back to it.
Well, here's a sound of nostalgia.
There it is.
Why did it sound? And then you were connected. It's a magical thing we had.
It would then say, "Welcome to AOL. You've got mail." Yeah, let's hear it.
Skip all that.
It's still dialing.
It's still dialing.
It's a slow process. You remember.
Oh, we didn't do it.
Oh.
We got gypped.
Man.
Did you have AOL?
I remember Dad having AOL for a while.
We had MSN
Okay.
for the longest time. So I had Hotmail.
Yeah, I remember when we moved to that.
We had the Hotmail was our homepage. The MSN was our homepage. And man, old school, good times. Let's see what else here. A wired mouse versus a wireless mouse. Again, a lot of these are just easy dunks because we've just come so far. Wired headphones versus Bluetooth earbuds.
Okay, time out. I still see people using the wired earbuds, like the Apple.
Oh, really?
The original ones.
Oh, wow.
Like just recently, I saw like Kamala Harris was using them. I've seen several politicians that use them.
Wow.
Now, some people, okay, put your tinfoil hat on.
I was about to say, I feel like this is conspiracy theory.
She said something that people are like, oh, she wasn't supposed to actually say that, but she dropped a comment about, well, with the wired earbuds, they can't listen or something to that effect that made it seem like there was some security issue with the wireless headphones, and that's why she uses wired ones. So like people caught that just the little thing that she said, and it makes you run, okay.
Well, I have news for her and anybody else who has that. They can get it without the headphones. Like the headphones is not what's doing it.
I don't understand why people are still opting for the wired.
There is something to the fidelity, like plugging directly into it. Now, but it depends on what it is that you're listening to. Like if I have downloaded music onto my laptop, then it's lossless audio directly from. But Apple AirPod Pros now have lossless audio.
Yes.
So a lot of them have caught up to that. That was the big thing for a long time. But you're going to have, there's cheaper options for lossless, just hardwired directly into it.
Sure.
Now, the people who get all up in arms, like the iPhone should still have a headphone jack. No, it shouldn't. Mm-mm. There's no reason that any phone should have a headphone jack in 2026.
No.
Okay? Wireless earbuds are not expensive anymore. Mm-mm. So we need to get past that. Anybody who thinks you have to have the headphone jack, just drop it. You don't need it anymore.
Agreed.
Physical keyboard on a phone versus the touchscreen keyboard on a phone. I couldn't go back to a physical keyboard on my... I mean, I like to be able to touch it. I do enjoy that. But the pros far outweigh the cons.
I can remember wondering 2 decades ago if I could get used to a touchscreen keyboard.
Yeah.
Because I had the Samsung Blackjack back then.
So did Lauren, yeah.
And it had the full QWERTY keyboard on it.
Yep.
Which is one of the things that drew me to that phone. Mm-hmm. I liked that versus having the 3.
I don't even remember the phone I had before iPhone.
Do you not?
I cannot remember it. I can't place it. I really don't know what it is. I'm sure it was like a Nokia, probably a candy bar or something situation.
I will have to think, because I should know.
Yeah.
I should know what you had. I'm sure if I sit and think long enough,
probably
I can pull it out of the memory bank. Did you have a Razor?
I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot bring it to memory.
I'm thinking of 2 people for sure that had Razors. Garrett had a Nokia.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm pretty sure, it was probably a flip phone because I liked the flip phone back in the day.
You did. I'm wanting to say it was the Razor.
May have been, yeah. That makes sense because that was the big one at the time.
It was a very big one at the time.
External hard drive versus cloud storage.
There's still a case for both of these.
There is, yeah. I mean, all of our video stuff is done on external drives because there's such big files.
Yes.
And, if it's stuff you're going to want to use or get to quickly, and it's that large, you don't want to wait to download it.
It'd take a while to download.
Yeah.
So this one is...
Now, to just keep some docs, use Google Doc or Pages or something,
Well, just before we hit record on this podcast, which I thought was interesting, somebody called me wanting help with their computer issues. And in the background, they were asking the person, do you have anything backed up to cloud drives? And they were like, I don't know what a cloud drive is.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I figured that. They were like, listen to this for entertainment. And they were like, were you surprised by that? And I was like, no. It was an older person that they were asking.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I guess if you need to factory reset their computer, you probably should save some of the documents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, the last couple times I've had to purchase a new computer or anything like that, I don't think I have anything just saved locally on mine.
I don't either.
Everything is downloaded.
I can grab a new computer and be up and running that night.
I've got iCloud Drive, Google Drive, and Dropbox. That's where all of my files are stored at.
Photos are all stored in the cloud.
iCloud.
Messages, contacts, everything.
So it's very nice in that regard, setting something up.
Even apps now are all subscription-based, and so it doesn't really matter anymore.
You don't have to reinstall get the CD out and put it in.
Yeah. So cloud they both definitely have their place, but if depending on how heavy of a user you are, if you're a pro user, you're obviously using external drives
all the time.
Physical SIM card versus eSIM.
eSIM.
It's got to be eSIM. But I mean, that's not something you're like using a lot. It's in, it's done.
Yeah, you don't think about it.
So,
but the eSIMs are definitely an improvement.
Yeah. Email chains versus a Slack or team chat.
I've never used Slack, Discord, any of that stuff. My wife does for some of her work.
Yeah. We use Slack for us as a whole. We have just group chats for more localized stuff. We still use email some too for but I don't know. That doesn't feel old enough school email.
It doesn't.
Now I can't imagine working in a corporate-y, businessy job today or at any point without email and that kind of communication. Like I never really had to do that. By the time I was, working in a office job, email was a thing.
Yes.
So I can't imagine not having an office with and a computer, like that seems foreign to me. That's probably the only thing from our generation connected to our parents that would be that's probably the one thing that has the biggest gap on it.
Probably
is working in an office, only paper, no laptops, no computer screens, just kind of, if you want to talk to somebody, you got to walk down the hall or call them up on the phone, So let's see. I'm trying to skim through. Some of these are kind of media and storage, burning CDs versus streaming,
hands down.
MP3 versus Spotify or Apple Music, DVD player versus smart TV apps.
I remember having a portable DVD player for the car.
Oh yeah,
traveling. Thought it was so cool to have a portable DVD player. Now you've just got a phone or a tablet in your hand.
Just throw the tablet back there.
I was trying to convince my mom last year to get rid of her old portable DVD player. And she's
really?
like, well, I can't get rid of this. I might use that on a trip sometime.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't need it on a trip. You never watch anything to begin with. No. But if you did, we can get it on your phone.
Yeah, it's easy to get to. We realized when we were moving, we have 2 big old totes, storage tubs full of DVDs. And what'd you do with them? I keep telling Lauren, there's just in our garage.
You moved them.
Yeah. I'm like, why do we still have these? And she's like, what? I'm like, can you really? Because it used to be. Like, we've had these for a while now. A lot of these we've had. She had, when she was working at the daycare for her kids, it's like, well, one day we'll have kids. I'm like, okay. I was like, but will we have DVD player? Like, it's trending that way. This was a decade plus ago. And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, probably for the kid. No. We have nothing that plays a DVD.
The argument I've been given by some of the gray heads is that physical media will always be there and you're not going to lose it. Whereas streaming, to some degree, they did do this. They sold us on, you're going to have all of this. Mm-hmm. And now they pull it. Even Disney, they build us on, you're going to get Disney Plus and the whole library, the whole catalog. But then they started shoving stuff back in the vault.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, why did you do that to us? They're like, well, if you actually have the physical media, they can't take it away from you.
But you can also just buy the digital media. You can buy the movie when it comes available and have it in your library and download it whenever you want to.
If it comes available.
I mean, that's true.
I'll give you an example. One that I wish that I could get. I can't find this anywhere. And I've got friends that have other methods of procuring media.
You have very important people.
I'm sure that the Mr. President knows them.
Yeah, probably.
But 5 Mile Creek is a series from Disney. Are you aware of that?
No.
5 Mile Creek was from the probably late 80s, and there were a few seasons of it. It was an Australian show, a Western show. I absolutely love this. You cannot find this anywhere.
Really?
And if you look it up on eBay, like 1 or 2 of the seasons you can purchase, a lot of it's on VHS.
Yeah.
We used to have the VHS series. I don't know what happened to it. I would give anything if I could find that VHS series to be able to switch over to digital
Have
media.
you looked on YouTube to see if somebody's thrown it up on YouTube?
I have.
Okay.
I have looked into all the corners of the internet, including the dark corners of the internet. And the dark corners of the World Wide Web cannot get their hands on this series.
Let's be honest. The dark corners of the World Wide Web are busy doing other things.
They're not really interested in this family series from Disney from the, I don't know, when is it from? The 80s?
Yeah, 83 to 85. This TV series that went for 3 years in Australia.
But it was really good. I mean, look at the rating. It gets a good rating.
Yeah.
This is a good series.
383 people have seen the series. I get why it got canceled.
Well, there's a lot more than that, I tell you. And I've talked with friends.
Nicole Kidman was in it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. This was a great series that I wish, but Disney's shoved it in the vault and they won't bring it back out and you can't get it anywhere.
Interesting.
If I still had this on physical media, if I had not let my parents
you would have had
VHS away, I would have this series still.
You wouldn't be able to watch it, but you'd have it, dadgummit.
I would have it. Look, it popped up on TikTok the other day. I saw this really cool device. It's about $160. It's got a little screen on it, but you plug your RCA cables into it and play your VHS, and you can watch it on the little screen while it records it to your
there's definitely places out there that have those services now.
That's what I want to be able to do.
They were real big about 10 years ago. I saw a lot of them pop up.
When people really still had VHS tapes.
Yeah, when the transition was really happening. Let's see. Where else? Where were we? I don't remember where we were. I lost it.
We were at DVD player versus smart TV.
There it
apps.
is. TiVo versus on-demand streaming. I will take on-demand all day long.
Yes.
Digital camera versus smartphone camera. Well, I will also include. This is another one that has stages to it, right?
It does.
Because I mean, you can go way back to the big old flash bulb cameras, but
yeah.
You have the physical cameras that had the required film. That was one. The next step was those little disposable
Fujifilm.
Yeah, Fujifilm
Kodak
cameras that you just take the whole camera in there,
drop it in the box,
and let them
develop.
That's the word. Develop it for you.
We're finding words that we haven't used in 20 plus years. Like, what was that thing called that we used to do?
But see, here's the deal. That's one of those things. Tell a 20-year-old. Explain the process of developing film to a 20-year-old.
Exactly.
Right now.
Tell them that Walmart used to have a film station that you could go to.
It's still there. It's a small part of it now, but it's still there.
Is it really?
Yeah. You can still do it.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, look, right now you take a picture, you can have it instantly. You just look at it and just post it and put it to the world.
I have seen some tech stuff recently where people are wanting to go back to disposable cameras.
It's very much a trend right now.
We lived it, people. It wasn't better.
It wasn't better, no.
This is like, I hope that picture turned out good.
Gen Z is definitely all about the tactile physical medium.
Yes.
And they're having their moment. Like remember Polaroids were a big deal a few years ago.
Yes.
So now it's the digital camera. That's their retro thing. is older than the Polaroids were.
This podcast is to enlighten you as to what's worth going back to, and that's not.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we don't need it.
You go on vacation. You don't know what your pictures look like. We hope that everybody was looking in this one.
Yeah.
maybe. Did we get enough? No. That one's overexposed.
Yeah.
That's ruined.
I love my favorite meme or post or whatever that I saw on the internet. Whenever, especially when Ellie was really young, was that I think my parents have like 6 pictures of me from birth to 10 years old.
Didn't care.
I've got 400 of my daughter today.
Exactly.
Like we just have so much access to be able to capture that stuff now.
Erica told me today, she was like, I got to start working on our tech stuff. And she's like, I took pictures of a lot of this stuff, but I've taken so many pictures of the boys that I don't know if I can find them all.
Hey, it's one of the best thing Apple has is just type to search. Like I could just type in receipts from this date and it'll all pop up there. Great.
Well, I told her, I said, honestly, this is what you should use the Notes app for.
Yeah.
Like go in and just scan if it was and store all that in a Notes.
Yeah.
Like a tax folder on your phone. That's a better way of doing it than your deal.
Yeah. We don't need to go old school with photos.
This also reminded me picture albums.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you would get a photo album out, weigh like 30 pounds and like set it out and let's like flip through the photos and look at those.
Look at people you don't know,
Yes.
Some of it's interesting because you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's who that person is. But now it's just easier to can you pull up a picture of somebody? Now, my daughter loves looking. I think you got your parents too, like with the digital photo
album.
Yeah, she loves looking at
Harrison
those.
will sit and just swipe and scroll.
Same thing. Like so, it's fun. We have it on our TV as our screensavers photos. So it's a lot of fun to look at it that way. You couldn't do that with physical media. So. No. Same thing with camcorder and videoing on your phone. Like again, this thing. God bless you, Steve Jobs. Like you just did it, man. It doesn't get better. Everything
I can remember the camcorder, Dad having it on his shoulder, big old boom mic, and still couldn't hear anything.
You can't hear anything. It's underexposed.
Quality is horrible.
There's no. You can't make out anybody's face.
Yeah, I guess he was ahead of the trend. As I've got to find these. These would be cool to digitize, but the home videos that were taken when I was a kid. Like there are, I don't know, of me, there is probably 30 minutes to an hour of my life recorded of my childhood. Again, my kid's childhood. There's probably, multiple feature films recorded of it on my phone at this point.
Days of content.
I remember we took a trip to Washington State in 1991, I think it was. And he recorded just a ton of the trip, video of the road. He was vlogging before anybody was vlogging. It was kind of cool. I could go back. I'd start a vlog channel for him, post all that old stuff.
But listen, I have showed my age a little bit at times because I used to make fun of people for doing this, and I don't do it very often, but every once in a while I have, to where the moment's ready and I hit record and I don't realize that I didn't hit record. I ended recording.
Uh-oh.
And then I hit record again thinking I've ended it and I've started recording and I missed the whole thing. So we are what we didn't want to be sometimes.
What's that commercial? You're becoming your parents.
Yeah.
The insurance commercial.
Yes. Was it Geico or Progressive? I think it's Progressive. That was it that it gave me toward the end. So I'm going to go back up to some of these other ones that it gave us. Because the pod is nigh. We talked on some of the answering machine versus voicemail. So your actual taped answering machine.
Hey, you've reached the Richardsons. Leave a message after the beep.
That tape in there too that you had to wind and listen to. Which even voicemail is not really used hardly anymore. Like, I never check if you're leaving me a voicemail, it is a business or company giving me spam or something. Like, people I know. I haven't gotten a voicemail from a person in years.
Somebody the other day in my Facebook friends feed said that they were getting to the point where they have this desire to have more phone conversations than text message conversations.
Really?
They just want the actual voice conversations. I have not reached that point yet.
No, I haven't gotten there.
I've got some of my older friends, some of them listen to the podcast, that they will call me and I might not answer and they'll text me and I'll respond, and it really frustrates them that I'll text but I won't answer the phone.
I hate talking on the phone. I really don't like it. And Lauren does, and she'll call me at lunch and we'll talk. But like, there was an era there was like, I just don't like talking. I can't talk that much. She always wonders how we can talk like this, but it's like, why don't you want to talk on the phone? I'm like, I don't know. It's just different, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it is. If I am on a trip and I'm driving somewhere for an extended period of time, I don't mind having a phone conversation with somebody. Like if I'm just sitting behind the wheel, I've got that to do, If I've not got anybody else to talk to, it's okay to have a conversation like that. But sometimes it's just, I don't have the emotional energy to want to have a phone conversation with people.
Now, I will do like the voice notes. I do those quite a bit back and forth, because sometimes I'm like, you need to hear the inflection in my voice, or it's just a lot to text. That
is true.
But I don't want to go back and forth. I want to get you the information and then move on. Like, you listen to it whenever you want to. I expect the same from you. Send it to me. I'll listen to it when I can. But the phone call, I mean, it's possibly inconvenient at the time.
Yeah, and for me, that most of the time, friends that are listening, when I don't answer you, it's because it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
And it's easier. Just because I can text you doesn't mean that I'm at the same ability to talk on the phone.
Yeah. Sometimes you're in a meeting. Sometimes there's other things going on that you can't just step away from. But I can easily just bang out a text real fast,
Absolutely. For sure. So, I don't know.
The old school answering machine and even old school voicemail. Like, people don't make custom voice... what's it even called? A voice message?
A voice greeting.
A greeting. They don't even do that anymore. Like
I think I still have one on my phone that's years old.
But you used to have a lot of fun with it, and you could have make it kitschy and match your personality. People don't do that anymore.
No, they don't.
Another thing that people don't do anymore with phones, ringtones. Who's doing ringtones still?
I mean, I remember 20 years ago, ringtones were you were always looking to see what ringtone can I download. Yeah. And it was cool to have a ringtone. Now it's annoying if you hear somebody's phone going off.
Now, yeah, it is. Now, I mean, I get it if like you don't have a watch or something like that, or don't have your phone on you and you're expecting a call. So you have your phone on the other side. If you're at home, even, that's okay. Most people, though, the phone's in the back pocket, they got a watch on that vibrates. Like, there's so many ways now to know if you're getting a phone call. But the whole, I know you remember this too. The hugely popular voice greeting for a while was "Hello." Got you, didn't
exactly.
I?
I know that I did that.
I did too. We thought we were so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I do miss. I'm sure I've got it. I remember. Do you remember the first ringtone that you downloaded on your iPhone?
No, I don't.
Because ringtones were still cool when the iPhones had just come out.
Yeah.
I can remember the first one that was not a stock ringtone, and I still have it on there.
Do you still have it?
Yep.
What was it?
It was Andy Williams singing "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year."
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's still on there. And
I know you can find them in your downloads. I think
the second one that I've got is the Arkansas Razorback fight song.
I bet that's probably what the first one I got was, if I had to guess.
And now, I don't know. I probably haven't had the ringer on my phone turned on in more than a decade.
I've got several on here. I hadn't done it in years, but back in the day, every once in a while, I was like, oh, that would be a fun one to have, and I never used it. Like,
even, like, you had text tones.
Text tones, yeah. I have the text tone that I do have, and I will switch it to it for just in case, is R2D2.
Oh,
that's my text tone. I never hear it, but
I get too many text messages to want to hear that.
Yeah, you don't want to hear it over and over and over and over again.
For example, the other night after that basketball game, I was on delay. So I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. But I could see on my watch how many messages I had coming through. And so I can always gauge what kind of game we're having based on how many people are texting me. When I
usually give up after a few minutes. I'm like, oh, he's not responding. He's on a delay. I'm just gonna not text
Others are groups that I'm in, so they just continued the conversation on. When we got done with that game, I had 187 text messages.
So this was a double overtime thriller.
Yes, it was. And I could tell as I was fast forwarding, I was like, wait, there's the bar is that much longer. We got to be going over. So I'm gauging what's taking place. I'm like, oh man, there's going to be a lot of text there. I didn't read all of those text messages either.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know what was. I already lived it.
While we're talking retro, let's talk text messaging for a minute, retro. Because you used to have a limit to how many text messages you could send.
You did. You paid per text.
You paid per text. And you couldn't put stuff with it. There was no emojis. There was no GIFs and photos. And you, in order to text it, pre-iPhone and pre-BlackBerry, you had 3 letters per number.
It would take forever to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I could still, every once in a while, I'll see somebody's like, if you can decode this, it's time to get a prostate exam or something. And it's just the number.
I know exactly what it says.
But yeah, I mean, you had a certain amount of characters you could use per text message, and then you got charged per text message. And if you're like, okay, man, I'm getting close to the end of my allotted text messages for the month, I'm gonna have to call you, or don't text unless it's important.
Here we go. Would you rather only talk on the phone or go back to having the triple texting feature where you pay per text?
Jeez.
Have a limited number
from today, or never have had it?
No, today. You have to choose one of the two to go back to.
Gosh.
You can either just talk to people on the phone, or if you want to be able to still text, you've got to go back to doing it the old school way of texting. Which one?
That's a hard question. I think I'd have to go phone call.
Probably.
I think you'd have to. That would just take so much longer than just calling and saying, hey, I'm outside,
It popped in my head the other day, and I don't know why I thought of this. I haven't in years. But I was thinking about, I remember one of the first cell phones Dad had. It was the old bag phone in the car.
Oh, yeah.
With that sticking antenna on top of the car.
We had one too.
Just had a terrible reception on it.
Awful.
I think it was like 1997.
But the coolest thing ever at the time.
You had a phone in your car.
Yeah.
Couldn't call anybody. Couldn't talk. And then I remember his first flip phone that he got just had the one little analog screen on it.
Yeah,
it was from Alltel.
Yep.
It just
the
only had
StarTAC.
Yes. And you'd flip the bottom part down to talk on it. The battery pack was like that thick on it. But that was so.
Yeah.
When it felt like things got cool is when we got the Nokia, whatever that number was, that everybody had that phone. It had Snake on it.
Snake on it.
It was like.
And then that became color at some point,
yes.
And
I thought, can things get any cooler than this?
And now I really do think we're getting close to peaking with phones.
I think so. I think we might have.
I can't imagine. I mean, Apple's going to come out with their folding one soon, and I just think at this point,
I don't think I'm in their demographic.
I don't think I am either. I would like to think I could try it, but I just don't see.
Based on at least the rumors of what the price point's going to be.
Yeah, it's like the Vision Pro. It's just priced us out of.
To me, it just feels like a niche piece of cool tech to say, oh, I own this.
To me, I think it is becoming. You're going to see phones and other pieces of tech like that become like cars at like those CES expos. Like they're just a future tech that you can get, but it's not really going to do you anything good.
Yeah, that's the that's the thing. And I used to be on the cycle of, I want to upgrade my phone every year. To then it went to, I can do it every 2 years.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be on a 3-year cycle this time.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like we've peaked. Okay, a slightly better camera and maybe a little better battery life just doesn't do it for me. To say I need to upgrade every year.
Yep.
So now I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to go 3 years.
I'm on my 3rd year and that's unheard of.
Yes.
Like we were every years.
Yes.
And it's just weird to think.
I will probably upgrade this time, but there will be part of me that looks at it and says, I bet I could squeeze another year out of it. Yeah. I probably won't.
Yeah, same.
But I guarantee you I could.
Yeah.
I could survive a 4th year.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just don't want to get that far behind,
right, yeah.
you know.
Other stuff here, physical video games versus online games. So you're talking like a cartridge, you know, go back to NES and Sega days where you had to blow in the cartridge.
Get it to work. Bang on the machine to play.
You put the disc in your Xbox and get the red ring of death and all that kind of stuff and have to take it out and wipe it down and put toothpaste on it and put it back in there.
A cleaner kit to go in, you know, all of those things.
But you didn't have to have internet.
You didn't
play it wherever you are.
For
whenever.
me, for the longest, because I didn't have internet where I lived.
Yeah.
I couldn't take advantage of some of the... So I have never in my life done online gaming because I went for so long where I didn't have internet. I missed the whole phase, and then I got too old. It was like, I'm not going to be an online gamer now. But I could never do any of that stuff because I didn't have the capability of it.
Yeah, I never got into it, just period. But
I saw in an auction recently, they had a Nintendo GameCube, and I wanted to buy it so bad. I loved the GameCube.
Love the GameCube.
My favorite game that they had, MVP Baseball 2004, 2005. Those were fantastic games. And I was like, oh, I'm tempted to buy it. The thing sold for $50-something in this auction. I thought I could steal this thing. I was like, nobody's going to want this old GameCube. But I was like, whoa, $50 for that.
There's old guys like us that just,
I guess so.
It's just nostalgic. I guess so. Let's see. What else? This was a good one. Encyclopedia set versus Wikipedia.
The convenience of Wikipedia is hard to give up.
It's true. I don't like that just anybody can update it. I get the purpose.
Yeah.
And it's fun when you control people. That's my favorite thing about the sports community,
coaching
man.
Change or whatever, you know.
Or if, Darius Acuff listed as, somebody's father.
Yes.
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
That is hilarious.
There is something about, a little bit of tactile and just kind of taking your time and slowing down.
I loved growing up reading the encyclopedias.
Yeah.
Dad had a whole set, and I would just sit and flip through and learn, and it was exciting to me as a 5, 6, 8-year-old, just learning some of these things and figuring out who the president, and going through each book. That was exciting. That's ingrained into me where I'm like, I think it would be cool to have that set.
Yeah.
Because you don't just sit down and go to Wikipedia and scroll and read. You're going for a specific purpose.
You're not even really going to Wikipedia. You Google it, and Wikipedia is there.
It just pops up, and so you click on it. It's not the same thing as just flipping. And I think that's one of the ways that we learn.
Yeah.
I would just sit and read about this country or that president.
You go down a rabbit hole.
Yes, there were interesting things. And I think that while there's the convenience that you have with Wikipedia, there's just something to be said for the old school encyclopedia in your hand.
Yeah. Britannica at that. Newspaper versus your news apps. I'll include magazines in this too. So newspaper and magazines, your tactile physical media versus the Apple News and the apps and things.
We used to be in the print
in the
media.
Space. Yeah.
So we
magazines, newspapers. So you probably do too. I got a soft spot for it.
I do. The problem is it's dead. It's dead. It is dead.
There are definitely some that are still hanging on and doing life support, and I would love to see it come back in some way. I think it would be great.
I'm gonna go ahead and say something, as I have a feeling that some people probably don't listen to our podcast, but I feel like we saw the future. We knew print media was dying. We tried to convince people that print media was not the place to just go all in on.
So we started doing this in 2009.
Yes. I wish some people would have listened to that instead of taking it like it was like this was their competition.
Yeah.
Like this was seen as the competition to, we can't change.
Right.
And if you don't, you're going to die.
Yeah. It wasn't competition. It was the next step.
Yeah. But there was a generational difference.
Yeah. And there still is. I mean, there's definitely still people who are like, I'm going to get my newspaper in the morning and I'm going to thumb through it. I think it's a very, very small group. Newspaper is held on a little longer for information purposes. Magazines just died.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you the last time I thumbed through a magazine on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah, to be entertained.
And I'll say this. I thought it was so cool when Apple came out with their news app and they had all of these things in there, and I used it for a while. I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, that was the answer for a lot of people. It's like, we're going to take magazines because everybody loves magazines, and we're going to put them on an app so you can thumb through and it'll still have the full page beautifully designed.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a sucker for a good magazine layout and design. That's what I did for years.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And
that was
I
our life.
love it. I still love it. But it doesn't have, it's a lost art form.
Yes.
It doesn't have a place anymore.
No.
People are searching for information. They'll read it, but it doesn't matter how beautifully it's laid out on a phone anymore. They're going to hit reader view or just listen to it.
Yes.
It's just a bygone era. And I think, can it come back at some point? Possibly. There may be a creative way for it to come back in some way. People do like tangible physical media, but it's not going to come back in the way that you think it is.
For me, I enjoyed reading certain magazines, but the space that they would take up
and the cost associated to them.
It's not cheap to print a magazine.
It's not. It really isn't. So you have to. So what you have to do is you have to sell advertisements for it, and then quickly that thing can just fill up with ads, and your ad to content ratio gets all out of whack. And so it's just so much more convenient, cost effective, and plus, if you make a mistake in a print medium, it's there. It's stuck there. Whereas on digital, I can change that, and nobody will ever know. Just tweak it.
And as you said, my proposal to my wife. I proposed to my wife through a magazine.
Oh yeah,
the whole thing was in there.
I forgot about that.
And we came back 2 months later with a follow-up to let people know, whether she said yes or no. I was confident in what the answer was going to be to go ahead and do it this way. But that's forever part of my story.
Yeah. Oh, I've still got the ones that we did, the things we were part of.
There were a lot of cool things that
a lot of cool stuff. I've got my newspaper articles and my clippings and my designs and all the stuff too. And it used to be a big deal. Like when you would get engaged, you'd put it in the newspaper.
It's an announcement, a birth announcement.
It used to be a big deal. I didn't do a birth announcement for Ellie. Did y'all?
We did one for Harrison. We didn't for Lincoln. And Erica was like, "Did you?" We didn't do I was like,
second child syndrome.
We have a second child? Like, I forgot. I didn't know we had one. But I don't know. You either adapt or die in this deal.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. We could quote The Dark Knight every single day.
Just know there's other things that I would like to say on this subject that I will say for my memoirs someday. That I will write. I will share those.
You know what? You can expect a tell-all podcast at some point down the road.
Burn it to the ground.
What else do we have? Oh, I think I have one more really good one here. Landline. No, that's not it. Mall shopping versus Amazon. Or online shopping.
The idea of mall shopping sounds pretty fun until you actually go to do it. And then you're like, why did we go to do this? I don't know. We have done an annual shopping trip for
We have. We didn't do it last year, did we?
No.
Wow.
I don't think we did.
Well, y'all were having
we were having a baby.
Kid.
That's why. Yeah. That second kid I forgot about. That's what it was. But I don't know.
It's funny because we did it with the year Harrison was born. We didn't do it.
I don't know. It's there's parts of it that's
well, you like. Here's my thing on shopping. There are some things you want to shop for in person. Like Lauren and I have been looking at new couches, and I want to be able to sit in the couch and feel how comfortable it is and do all that kind of stuff. But then I want to go online and actually pick it out. And buy it. I want to see, is that what we want? Okay, let's go find the one we want of that kind,
Yes.
Clothing. I used to think clothing, you got to buy it. I don't even do the clothing hardly anymore in person.
It's so easy if you have Prime just to.
Yeah, I know my size.
It's easy to return if you need to.
Groceries we do online now. We have them delivered. Like everything. There's so few things I need to shop for in person anymore.
Yeah.
And the malls are they're dying too. They're right behind magazines. Like they're on their way out. You go into
life support.
Yeah, you go into a mall right now, probably 40% of it is just shuttered. Like it's just the gates are up and there's nothing there.
And it does make me sad to an extent because there was nothing like mall shopping in the 90s.
Yeah. Full of life.
It was exciting. Like, we're going to the mall. It was like a destination.
Yeah. Go get a Sbarro.
If you were going to the mall, it was a big deal.
Yeah. Radio Shack.
Right.
Brooks Brothers or not that one. What's the one with all the cool little tech things? Just the Sharper Image.
Sharper Image.
Yeah.
Yes.
That kind of stuff was always fun. That rainforesty thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but just little stuff that, you wouldn't think to buy online. That's just it. Like, but it's not worth it to get there anymore.
No.
It's so the kid, and I saw where I think Sharper Image is out of business now.
Are they really?
Yeah. I think they closed up.
3 years ago, we went to Wolf Chase. I remember going to Wolf Chase in Germantown when we were teens.
Yep.
That place was so cool.
Oh, popping, yeah.
3 years ago I went, and it was like,
yeah. There's nothing there.
This ain't it.
I think they had like a movie theater, Dillard's or something.
Yes.
And then just everything that used to be the little kiosks have now just said, oh, we have space, and they just moved into the big store, and it's just run down and dinky and smells, and it's just it is sad. You're right, it is sad. It's dying a slow death, and somebody just needs to pull the plug because it's just sad to watch.
And I wonder, how did our parents feel? Did they get excited to go to the mall?
I don't know,
because now sometimes I don't want to deal with the people.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You just don't want to deal with the crowd and the people, and people are rude now.
We have probably gotten more rude as a society.
Yeah.
In the last 40 years.
But you also expect to get stuff faster now. You expect people to be on top of it, and you don't want to wait, and you don't want to.
Well, while people have, the customers have probably gotten more rude, but the customer service has gone downhill at the same time.
That's true. But they're probably tied together.
Yes.
So it just doesn't, it's a recipe for disaster. Now, I would love to see, I've said this to people before, I would love to see malls have a revival, and not for necessarily shopping. Like there's other, like I like that they've added more movie theaters to malls, and do some more make it more entertainment driven stuff you can't get on Amazon. So experience based, have some good restaurants in there, not just your Chick-fil-A and Sbarro, but have some good restaurants and make the food court, a taste of the world or something. Like incorporate some of those things. Have more stuff for kids to do and amusement type things. Man, we could keep going. We've hit we're at our time. We said we weren't going to do a 4-hour pod, but this may have to be a part 2.
We're in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, this is,
you're talking,
we're this stuff that we lived,
Do we want, do we want to do a bracket, or do we want to just say there will be a part 2 at some point and just kind of make it a conversation? This was your brainchild, so I'm gonna leave it up to you.
I didn't get that far into labor with it.
I feel like for most of these, we answered which one was better, so it's kind of hard to do the new versus old.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like this is a hard one to bracket.
It does seem that way. I don't know that there's an answer to, is one of those things better than all the rest of the things that we talked about?
Yeah.
I think they just all kind of head to head on their own.
I agree.
Would you go new school or old school with them? For the most part, I think we answered that. And for the most part, I think we went new school with all.
We did.
With the majority of them. We didn't talk about fax machines somehow.
Fax machines.
Forgot about those.
Man, I haven't sent a fax in a long time.
And the only thing that kept fax machines hanging on for the longest was National Signing Day in sports. Like, you would hook because you had to fax in your letter of intent.
Yeah.
And now that's dead. So,
door-to-door salesman versus targeted social media ads. Did we cover that one?
We didn't. We don't like ads.
We don't like them, period. I don't like either of them.
Do you want somebody coming back to your door? Just in general, people don't want you coming to their door anymore.
Nobody goes to your door. Our president came to our door yesterday, and I ignored the first ring, and then he said something and rang it again. I was like, dadgummit, I got to get up and go talk to him. So, yeah, nobody likes to be, even your Walmart delivery. You don't open the door for them. They leave it at your doorstep.
Yeah.
Food delivery. They just leave it at your doorstep now. And that started during COVID.
Yes.
Because they're like, germs, scary. But like, I'm not mad at it because I don't have to, get dressed up or look a certain way, or I can just go and get it whenever I need to.
Maybe there needs to be a part, because there's other things like we didn't, like Blockbuster. I wanted to talk about Blockbuster and forgot to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's more to this conversation. Yeah. It's a never ending conversation. Yeah. There's going to be more things that can be added to the list.
I think we're going to leave it hanging, and you can expect a part 2 at some point. When will that be? I don't know, but you can expect part 2 to this conversation.
Just chime in with the conversation.
Yeah.
What things pop into your mind that are retro, that you miss, things that are better now than they were?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like 9 to 5 in an office versus hybrid work and remote work and working from home now. Overhead projector versus smart boards. I mean, card catalog. I mean, there's so many things that have evolved over the years.
Something you mentioned again, I would say kind of has full circle again, sort of like with the delivery deal. Back to the store shopping versus online shopping. I've heard my dad tell many times about being a kid. They would get a Sears catalog in the mail.
Yes.
And they would order like their Christmas gifts, everything.
Yeah.
They didn't go to the store to shop.
Yeah.
They would pick stuff out of there to order.
I remember doing that as a kid. We would get the catalog and we'd start circling stuff we want. Me and Ellie did that this year.
So it's kind of come full circle on that.
Yeah.
You may be clicking online now to order some of those things, but it's what they used to do was they didn't go to the store to shop. They did it through a mail-in system. We have digitized it and maybe made it a little more effective than what it used to be.
Yeah.
But
the more things change, the more they stay the same.
It's a cycle.
It is. Okay, well, I was about to say, do you have anything else? But obviously we have more.
There's more. ...
So we're going to leave it at that and say there is always going to be more to talk about. You will hear this conversation again in the future.
In the future.
In the future.
It could be on a different medium by the time we get around to it, And
I was going to say you can't hear this in the past, but maybe you're listening to this in the future and the other one's already out and you're listening to that one first and this one after, and then it would be in the past. Does that make sense? Or am I high?
There was some sort of loop there. I don't know. The CD was scratched.
Yes. There we go. That's good. That's well done. All right. Well, for the best things, I'm the ancient one, Craig.
I'm Aaron. Turn left. Recalculating.
And we'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. I liked it. Did you like this video?
I think it's the best one yet.
Absolutely the best one yet. Well, you know what you need to do now, though? Watch another video.
We've got it somewhere here on this channel.
It's over there.
There?
Yeah, over there. So click on that video, watch another one, share it with somebody. That'd be awesome.
Oh, wow.
It helps out a lot.